Alright, y'all. If you've seen some of my videos before, you know that most of my equipment is just old. It is. Most of it I got used, except for my table saw and my miter saw there, and I bought them new. And by looking at the shape of them, you ought to be able to tell they're pretty old too. So when you get to old stuff and cheap stuff like this central machinery lathe, you got to learn how to do maintenance. I went to run this the other day, and it sounds good when it's in low, but it's got a vibration on it when you turn it up high, and you can do it in the bearings. I took it apart this far the other day, and I oiled up the bearings, and it's better. But I ordered some new, looked up what new bearings I need, ordered some new bearings, so I'm going to work on trying to get them swapped out. And first of all, let me get this all the way up. I'm going to shut it off. Get the power out of the way. And I got it opened up here. Basically, there's a bearing inside here. There's one inside this end of the housing and one in this end of the housing. And with that on there, it means everything's got to come out this way, so you start unstacking it from this end. This right here, there's a couple, your set screws and your retaining ring on the end. And like I say, we're just going to start pulling it off one piece at a time and see how we get it off. Just remember, everything on here is metric. So if you ain't got no metric tools, you better get you some, because nowadays that's the way a lot of it is. But while we're sitting right here looking at this, if you've ever had your pulley stick on here, there's a little ball right here. And I have an oil can that I can push that button in and squirt a little WD-40 on in and turn it on, and there's a hole in that shaft that actually lubricates that. So every once in a while, I give it a few shots, turn it on, work it back and forth, and that'll keep that lubricated and keep it from sticking. The rest of this, I have to just anytime I open it up, squirt it in there and keep it lubricated. So I'm going to set up the tripod here, and we're going to try and get started. Okay, there's one of the bearings right in there. I don't think that's the one that's... I can feel a little bit of play in it, but... I can see there's more in here. Okay, I had to take that motor assembly off. Set it over here. Set it on top of my vise where I got something firm to hit on. Get a little bit bigger hammer, but you just got to remember to hit it square. So it started moving pretty easy doing with this. And there it goes. So you just had to have something sturdier to hit it on. And you can feel that bearing there is shot. It is dry, dry, dry. So now I'll get it off and get the one out of here out. And these are 6205, which is what I bought and what I found online. So 6205 is what it is. And I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we can get it in the camera here. $62.05, there it is. Alright. And so you have to go in one way because there's another cotter ring in here. So everything has to go in this way. And there's a cotter ring on the other one too. So get me a punch. Probably get me a piece of wood here. Piece this wide oak. That one ain't real bad. This one you can feel it. So I'm gonna pull this off and let's see what else we got here. Let me set this out of the way and we'll get the other one, the other piece. All right, this other one here has another external retaining ring. We'll take that off and we should be able to take it apart that way. I think everything on here has got these retaining rings, which makes it easy. You just got to take it apart in the right order. This one's 6007. So I think I got the right two bearings on there, and I got me some spares. So I'm gonna clean everything up and then start putting it back together. Oh yeah, I forgot to get my bearing off of here. You know, you can go through the trouble of getting a real long bearing puller, but I'm gonna try it like this. You just gotta do my vise here. And there you go, got that, and I even saved my groove. But I'll clean that up, it all up real good before I put the new one on. I'll even straighten my washer out. I get it all cleaned up, we'll put it back together. Alright, now when I got these bearings, I got them off of Amazon. I got 2 of the big ones and 4 of the small ones. And, I mean, you can't hardly beat the price. And they was here in a couple days. But I'm always bad about ordering more than what I need, because I can tear stuff up. And if I do them in a bind, then I gotta wait again. Plus, if you're on Amazon, though, it's not much more just to order a couple of them compared to one. And these are a 2RS instead of the ZZ, or these are an RZ. These are 2RS, which is supposed to be rubber sealed on the outside, pre-lubed and rubber sealed. So I just thought they would do better for me in my environment. But when you open it up, it still says 6007 RS, which is the same one. But on here, it says the 2RS. See, this says RZ. So, anyway. And you can tell when they hit all the way and they start bouncing on you. Get that there. These pliers. Now, I just bought these pliers here a few weeks ago. I'll say that maybe a little longer than that. I had a project going on. All my good ones are in the work truck with all the work stuff. So I didn't have them. So I bought these cheap ones, and they have done well for what I need to do here. I'll take that there. Just get this wood, since it's aluminum. And there you just switch it back and forth for the inside and outside, and that's pretty handy. Actually, when I'm at work, out on a job somewhere, I got my better ones that are more durable. But I'm never usually doing stuff too heavy at home, so I hate to go out there and dig around looking and looking and looking. I just got my cheap stuff here at the house for this stuff I'm doing here. And that's good and smooth. I like that. Alright, I'll clean up the other one and we'll put it together. Alright, now. Now I gotta get the bearing back on my shaft up there without damaging it. And that's gonna be one of the hardest parts because I just ain't got the setup to do it. But I think I can do it. I will. I'm gonna have to leave me a little bit of space on each side. It's going pretty good. Okay, take care of that. So I think so. There we go. Do the same thing with the top. And there she goes. She's in there all the way. Now I want to try and bump that back even. Open that up. There we go. And that straightens out that washer some. Alright, now we got to figure out how we're going to get it back in the other piece. And I'm kind of, so here at home, not in the best working shape, but I got enough stuff here, we'll get her figured out for sure. Alright. Now, it's just a matter of putting this one in here. And I already got it all cleaned up, so we'll just drop it in there. Well, that was easy enough. Now, sometimes making a video is actually tougher than doing the work itself. I'm gonna get her. Pour a little oil in there. Let me get my WD-40 can here. I remember when I was talking a while ago about that little ball. While it's set up there, push that in. Put you a couple pumps in there. And then whenever that thing starts spinning, it will hold it up. Or it will spin it all out and it'll lubricate that. Okay. Now, right side. Now this is it's a big breaker. Turn it right side. It ain't real strong. We're gonna take it strong enough. Let's see. No, this time you can. Get that in. Get this out. Yes, that's broken down for a while. It's gonna make that all down. It is what it is. Here. There you go. I'm not sorry that. It's doing great. But you just don't know. Sorry that. Get real loose. Get the door. A washer. Oh yeah, I think we got it, peoples. Hey, now we get that. Put that in. Spring. Spring right there. And let's see here. Now this is here. And hold it. You need to make sure you get that hole sticking out that way. Get that hole right there. And then when you get this countersink in there, you can run that in that hole, that there. We'll see here. Alright. You all see that hole in there? Guess you have the wrench handy. There it is. And tighten that up. Get your nut. Guess this is a lot easier to do having it off than it is up there. This nut's a 13 millimeter. There you go. Now we got to. Okay. And we got another one. Here. That one's kind of. Basically just line it up on the key. But I gotta clean that end up. I gotta file it up. Let me go get my file. Alright, I just had to file it up some. Clean up the inside of here. Evidently I had a little mushroom there from my hammer, which that happens quite often when you use a big hammer like that. So and then you put that on there. Let's get our retaining ring on. Once the retaining ring's on, we'll bring up this all the way back as far as we can. Then we got 2 set screws here, and this will just lock it in, keep it from vibrating. One. And 2. Alright, now I'm going to mount it back on the lathe and we'll see how she works. Okay, now some point during swapping out these bearings, I broke this corner off here. So, that being cast iron, I don't have the capabilities to TIG weld and weld it. So I just brazed it on there with a brazing rod, and I've done some of that to this stuff before, and it's held. So where that's at, it probably ain't gonna be that much of a problem. So, but anyway, I had to take the motor off and the wiring off to do that, which wasn't difficult. So if you're going to change the bearings, you might as well go ahead and pull your wire and pull your motor off and keep from breaking it when you go to hammering it. But that's me. I can tear up a lot of stuff. But so now I'm going to go ahead and put it all back together. All right, I got it all back together here. And it's running pretty smooth. But another note, when I first hooked it up, it didn't want to run this switch here. I had to take it out and it opens up and the contacts had sawdust in them. So I cleaned them out, stuck it back together. The switch works good. So we're going to hook it up and start working with it again. But just tell me what you think about the video. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. I know I made some mistakes, but at least you can see the steps and they're taking everything apart, and you got the bearing numbers. So shout out to me and let me know what you think. See you on the next one. Bye.